HelloFresh is also an owner of Factor. So Factor is pre-made meal plans. If you don't like to cook your own meals with HelloFresh, you can use the link in my comment section and you can pick your meals from Factor. In the link, you get some free meals as well. So if you guys don't want to take the time to go ahead and cook the meals like I did with HelloFresh, you can go ahead and order your own meals through Factor. The meals are amazing. They have breakfast, they have protein shakes, they have smoothies. So if you guys want to use Factor, go ahead and hit that link in the comment section. It's amazing. Go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Hanley, and support the Media Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Hanley. What's going on? Welcome back to another Media Man Live on a surprise Sunday show. My goodness, I promise you guys, I was going to wait until Monday to share these new statistics. However, I had a talk with my team in the back, and I was like, man, I got time to go ahead and go live so we can get these new marriage statistics out as soon as possible. And amongst other things, we have a lot of statistics that were recently dropped. And I want to be the first to share with you all and also break them down, step by step, so you guys can basically understand what we're talking about. And we're going to compare those to 2020's statistics. Because if you look on blackdemographics.com, they have the statistics that we're usually quoting from 2020, and it was reported in 2021. These were actually reported from the year 2022, right? And they were just released in the first quarter of 2024. And when I tell you guys, it's going to open some eyes, because we're going to look at an overall encompassing view of what Black marriage looks like, not only in the African American community, but in the Black community as a whole. This has never been done, because blackdemographics.com, they sorted it from African American instead of putting the whole Black American population. And that number has increased over the past couple of years. But we don't have a show sponsor yet. And I promise you guys, if this was if you had a chance to donate and you wanted your name under there to be the show sponsor, this would be the show that you would really want to be the show sponsor for, because as I stated, this is new information and we're going to break it down step by step. And like I told you guys, I mentioned this before. I said when the new marriage statistics come out, it's going to give you an overall view of what marriage looks like in the Black community as a whole, right? And it's going to shock some people, because this is, like I said, it's everybody. Caribbean, African, African American, so on and so forth. Whoever identifies as Black, that's what we're looking at, right? And we're going to see what populations increase, what populations decrease. And we're going to look at the separated numbers, divorce, all that type of stuff. So as I stated before, I know you guys support my channel. It's primarily Black male supported, with Black women supported as well. Shout out to Mona. But this will be the show that you would want to show up for, because I mean, I think the Black community needs to see this. And I felt it was so important that I go live on a Sunday right before the Super Bowl, right? So yeah, so if you go ahead and send those Cash Apps and Super Chats in, I greatly appreciate it. I'm working overtime for you guys, so I want to make sure that y'all get this information. So let me check the Cash App. Okay, we ain't got nobody yet, but yeah, so make sure you would want to be the show sponsor for a show like this. I promise you. Let me see who we got first here. We got Ghost Beard, said cross-reference and do a regression analysis on STI data. That's already been published. Look on my community tab and you'll see the new STI results. And I believe Mona just shared the STI results as well. They're on HIV and all that type of stuff. So make sure you go over there and look at this. Is not the show for that. Go on the community tab or go to Mona D's channel and go to her community tab, and you will see the HIV results. We did a full encompassing report on the STIs and STDs, how to prevent, treatment, so on and so forth. There's a live stream on my channel. Go ahead and check it out. Thank you, Mona, for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, this is going to be an eye-opening show, and I told the Black community that we need to start accepting the future. And, some of this stuff, it may, I guess, it may make some people happy. It may make some people sad, because we literally see the Black community separating. And you guys will understand what I'm talking about. And I think that it has a lot to do with these conversations that we have on social media. The Black community is separating before our eyes. And we are becoming more interracial by the day. And like I said, we have the, divestiture movement. We have the Black men, are becoming passport bros, not correlating the two at all. But this is going to be eye-opening. I promise you that. So, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look at that. Dean was at Chrisman. $9.99 super chat, brother. I really appreciate it. Like I said, man, usually we have 153 folks in the building, and this is the first super chat, and I greatly appreciate you supporting the channel, man, because this is going to be a definitely an eye-opening show. But I tried to warn the Black community. Nobody listens, but it's all good. We gonna get it right. That's what I'm here for. Let's see here. My guy, he said, I'll go for it. What's up, media man? Keep drooling knowledge for us. Hey, I appreciate it, man. And like I said, I appreciate you becoming the first one to donate on a special show like this. You guys hear me talking. I mean, I keep saying this because it's definitely eye-opening. I will say that much. So, man, let me see. Let me go back up. Mona said, congrats on the 35K. Yeah, if you guys don't know, we hit 35,000 subscribers. I greatly appreciate y'all. I mean, I celebrated. I promise I did, man. It's just amazing, and I think 2024 is going to be the year of progression, the year of increasing, and just to hit 35K at the beginning of the year is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Mona, for pointing that out. Appreciate it. And Pooh Man as well. Congratulations on the 35K. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Good to see you here. I got General Washington. He said this is going to be very interesting to see. It definitely is. It definitely is. And like I said, when I break down the numbers, of course, they're going to be approximates. However, I want you guys to do the math for yourselves as well. So while I was preparing for the show, about 2 hours and 30 minutes out, I did the fast math and I calculated. I'm going to show you guys how I did this so you can go back and reference this for yourself. But yeah, this is going to be very extensive, rather extensive. I'll tell you that much. Let's see here. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. What's going on, brother? Yo, what's going on? Is that a Lakers banner, the 2020 champions? Oh, we already cool, brother. Yeah. I'm biased. So if we got Lakers fans in the building, hey, it is what it is. Y'all know what it is. Felton said getting married nowadays is like The Conjuring, a real life horror film. This dude, what's going on, brother? He said, it was at Delhi for SEO. Says, I feel a classic stream in the making. Yeah, and it may be fast, but I'm telling you, this is information that everybody's going to need, especially in these spaces. Glow Hardy, what's going on? How you doing, Glow? Media Man 100. This man, one of the heroes of the Black community. Yeah, we're going to definitely get this shit right. And I didn't curse already. We just started the show. See? Glow. So, oh, man, let me pull up these super chats. I see a bunch of them. My bad. Ali, my man, with the $12 super chat. He said, welcome back, bro. You did try to warn him. I told you, you've been here since I've been here, man. And I've been saying it from the start. I've been like, y'all need to pay attention. And this is why I say this, Ali. And thank you for the $12 super chat. I'll definitely go update you here in a second. But the reason why I've been saying this is because people try and dismiss social media. They say that social media isn't real. They like the people on there. Nah, man, that's not the people you believe. You see in your day-to-day life. Them people ain't got no lives, and they swear that the people that are commenting aren't real people. And I'm like, Black community, y'all need to pay attention. Yes, we need to acknowledge how strong social media is. These messages are getting to both Black men and Black women, and nobody seems to understand. We keep pushing it off. But these numbers gonna put everything into perspective, just like I said, right? Ali, I got you real quick. LJ with the $10 super chat. Thank you, good brother. He said, thanks for doing this on a Sunday, bro. Keep it coming. Yeah, I had to. Thank you. Marriage, Politics, and Sports with a $2 super chat. He said, congrats to keep those stats coming. Oh, I got y'all, man. This is gonna be great. I promise you that. And we got Adonis. What's going on, brother? With the $5 super chat. Said, Blazing's Media Man. It's wild seeing other podcasts trying to speak on the stats and watching them test the stats to their liking or not getting. Yeah, man. And it's crazy, but we gonna get it right. I promise you that. And we got, let me see, who is this? Don Allen with the $19.99 super chat. Man, I appreciate it. Media Man, thank you for coming through on a Sunday. Your time and efforts are appreciated. Thank you. We got 243 folks in here. And I'm starting to see the super chats rolling in, so everybody is excited. I promise you, I'm excited to see these numbers as well, guys. Like I said, for you guys to see them. And I've been looking at them, and I was literally shaking my head. Like, man, I tried to tell y'all. 80 with the 19.99 super chat. Let me hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. I got to do this because I was late. There we go. So to give both of y'all boys some credit, man, before we move forward, definitely had to give both of y'all some credit. There you go. Let me see here. And we got Iceberg Slim says social media is incredibly powerful. I've been saying it. And Iceberg Slim, I promise you, if you watch any shows, everybody tries to say that social media isn't real. I've done multiple videos about the Shade Room and how it influences Black women. There's literally only about 22 million Black women in the U.S. And the Shade Room has about 29 million followers, right? Subscribers on Instagram. So you could do the math for yourselves, right? The majority of Black women, I mean, literally like the adult population, I would bet money that at least 90% of the Black female adult population follows the Shade Room. And that means something. And people try and overlook that because you guys know their narrative. Same thing with the Spiritual Word. They have millions of subscribers, millions of followers. Those things matter. And that directly affects how a lot of our women think. And also with Black men, being more vocal about passport bros and leaving the Black community. We're going to talk about it. Oh, man, there we go. Look at this. My guy, King, was that KB Spin the Globe with the $50 bomb on your boy, man. Thank you, brother. Before we even get to the stats, man, let me go and update this. Let me get his brother's his just due. Hold on. Yeah, and I'm spending a little bit of time on this because it is very important. I want people to get their just due for being here for this this live stream. So that's why I'm taking a little bit more time on the chats and and acknowledging the super chats. Let me go up here. Got you, brother. He said, appreciate you, bro. And I appreciate you, man. I got you in there. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. And we got, man, D-Miles became a new member. My guy. What's going on, man? Thank you. You get all the access to the members only videos I got in there. So you good to go. Let's see here. Prince J said, did you watch the Monique video? I did, man. And I'm the reason you understand, guys, the reason why I don't kind of talk about that stuff is because I just don't like to see Black folks airing out our grievances publicly. That's just not my thing. I'm a little bit more reserved type of guy. And I just don't see the purpose of every comedian going there and they tell their side. Then I'm pretty sure, and this is no fault to Shannon Sharp, I'm pretty sure he didn't know that this stuff was going to happen. But I'm just not a fan, man. And I know it's entertainment and we like to hear it. Just not a fan. I'm sorry. But I seen it. Sydney Minty with the $2 super chat said, we're going to make this go viral all over the web. Oh, yeah, we definitely is. We definitely are. And then we got Kaliko Yates with the $2 super chat said, love the video. Let's get our style right. Great, man. And is that a graduation photo in your profile picture? Congrats to you, brother. That's an educated Black man right there. Iceberg Slim said facts. Yeah, man. Definitely. Social media. Kenneth Dale with a $20 super chat said, appreciate your efforts, my brother. Thank you, brother. And then Kentu Sankara with the $4.99 super chat said, I use the information and stats you present all the time against toxic women online. That's what it's here for, man. And Kentu, a lot of people, they're like, well, why do you care? Why do you keep putting this information out there? Black women aren't going to listen. It's because of situations like yours, Kentu. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, why, if you want to have a discussion, why not be able to educate the women who thought otherwise offline or online? That's what it's for. It's not necessarily to get Black women to acknowledge it because the majority won't. We know this. We know how this works. But for you all, you need to see the actual truth for black men, both African men from the continent and for black men here. Y'all need to see these numbers because, like I said, it may inspire you. Because if you thought that 50% of black men was imprisoned, you'd be like, damn, we doing bad out here. But then when you not know the truth, you're like, well, what? Why they been lying on us? So yeah, it definitely does matter. So thank you, Kentu. Let's see here. Cartel said, hey, we meet again, gentlemen. What up, meeting man? I hope everyone is safe on the Super Sunday. Let's get it, fellas. Oh, yeah, man. Safe and sound, brother. Thank you. And we got Nanga with the 499 Super Chat. Said, facts, data, and statistics for the win. Salute. Thank you, brother. And we got Azriel, first of his name, with the 499 Super Chat. Said, the black women in the shade room are Russian bots, apparently a part of Negro collusion meant to tear up the black community, even if marriage rates in the toilet. Yeah, the Russian bots. That's funny. Prince J said, totally agree with you. It's like drama with these interviews. Yeah, man, and I get it. It's entertainment, but damn, man, is this what we about in 2024? Because what's going to happen is everybody that Monique talked about is going to want to do an interview with Shannon Sharpe. I wouldn't be surprised if I see D.L. Hughley pop up on his show. Or Steve Harvey once again, maybe Oprah. The black community, we fall victim to entertainment too much when it's putting our community at a, it's dividing our community. I mean, that's how I think. So, Black Kraken with the $10 super chat said, Media Man at Super Bowl Sunday, an unbeatable combo. I'm telling you, brother, this is going to be great. Is y'all going to be like watching the Super Bowl? Be like, man, I can't believe those numbers. Alexander X was going on, said, Media Man, I didn't know I was 15 minutes behind. Hey, chill out. You good, brother. Hey, you welcome. We're all welcome. Let's get to it. I want to start. Hey, we get to it. We already have 17 super chats, man, and we got 328 people in the building on a Sunday. My goodness, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Got to hold on. Let me make sure I didn't get the cash apps. Oh, my bad. We got Jason with the $5 cash app. Thank you, brother. And we got Joe with the $25 cash app. Greatly appreciated with you, brother. And then Marcus, my man, with the $10 cash app. Thank you, brother. I just acknowledge those. Yeah, man, y'all showing out. So let's get to it. Like I said, we got pictures. And you know me, I have to be thorough because people like to fact check, a young brother, you know what I'm saying? Young unk. And I always come through. So if you guys remember about the Amanda Sales video that I did reference these key facts about the black population. And this was actually reported in 2024, January. So I wanted to go over this first. So the number of black people living in the United States reached a new high of 47.9 million in 2022. This is amazing because, like I said, the marriage statistics are going to correlate with the population statistics. They were both reported in 2022. So typically what happens is we have to piece together our information. But since Pew Research put both pieces of information out there, we get to do the actual real numbers, approximates, right? So yeah, so here we go. So let's see here. Okay, let's go back over. And the number of black people living in the United States reached a new high of 47.9 million in 2022, up about a third, 32% since 2000, according to Pew Research analysis of government data. This group is diverse, with a growing number and share of born outside the U.S., an increasing number saying they are of two or more races. So this goes back to that one drop rule. I know you guys hear the black community talk about this, which basically means if you have one drop of black blood in your system, then you can identify yourself as black. That's why they said this group is diverse. So instead of just looking at the African-American population, which would alleviate the Caribbean, black folks, Afro-Latina, if they want to identify as black, and also members from the continent, black people from the continent, we're looking at the whole group, which is very important. because typically we only look at the people in the US. And also for marriage purposes, because the new narrative is that, African men are, marrying black women and so on and so forth, so forth. So instead of alleviating them from the population, we're putting all of them together. Does that make sense, guys? So I want to be clear on that. When you see African American, they're just talking about people that were born in the U.S. When you see black or African American, that's everybody. And I have to reiterate that 47.9 people. That includes children and also adults, right? Remember that. We're going to reference that here in a second. And look at this. For Black History Month, let me see. Wait, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. For Black History Month, here are key facts about the nation's black population. In this analysis, the black population is made up of three main groups. What did I just say? Single race, non-Hispanic black people, non-Hispanic multiracial black people, and black Hispanics. You can also read our updated fact sheet about Black Americans in 2022. You see that link is purple. I visited it and I have the information for you guys. So it's all encompassing. I didn't want to leave anybody out. Very important. Now, let's take a look at this. The black population in the U.S. has grown by 32%. I just stated that. So, notably, the number of people self-identifying as another race in addition to black has increased nearly 254%. Let's stop right there. The number of people who are black combined with other races of people have increased by 254% since the year 2000. That's why we're here. Does that make sense? The black community does not understand how powerful words can be. We are becoming a more interracial type of culture. So instead of sitting there trying to separate each other, Dr. Umar, why you with that white woman or were you with that white man? It's just something that we're going to have to accept. That's the way we're moving, right? Put a one in the chat if you guys understand that. I want to be very clear on this. The black community as a whole cannot afford to be dismissing people from our pool of successful, millionaires, entrepreneurs, so on and so forth. We can't afford to do that because this is the future. 254%. And thank you. Look at this. Thank you, Dantes. Marriage and politics, sports. Thank you. Woke Quill. Thank you. I just want to set this up. So I want to make sure you guys understand. We are not in a position to be separating biracial people because there's nothing wrong with biracial folks considering themselves black. We are four different groups. So let's continue. Man. All right. So this reflects a broader national shift in the number of Americans identifying as multiracial, as well as changes to how the U.S. Census Bureau asks about race and ethnicity. The number of Black Americans who say they are Hispanic has also risen sharply over this period, up 199% since 2000. Hispanic and Black. Once again, y'all better pay attention, Black community. And we're going to put these numbers into perspective right now. You see at the top, it says the number of Black Americans who identify as multiracial or Hispanic has grown sharply since 2000. Let me make this a little bit wider. We got 415 folks in the building. I expect the likes to be the same way and also keep those cash apps and super chats rolling in. This is very important information, guys. Thank you. So, you guys can, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make it as large as possible so you guys can see me read this stuff. Okay. So it says the number of Black Americans who identify as multiracial or Hispanic. And then if you look here, oh no, I got to go out. So right there at the beginning on the left, let's start from the left, right here, you guys, right there. That's the year 2000. So in the year 2000, the U.S. black population was about 36.2 million, with 1 million black people identifying as black Hispanic, 1.5 million identifying as multiracial, and 33.7 million identifying as single race black, which is what we're talking about in regards to the African American community. Now, fast forward to 2010, the U.S. black population increased to 42.1 million. That is about a difference of 6 million black folks who identify as black. 1.7 million identified as black Hispanic. 2.5 million identified as multiracial, which basically means from 2000 to 2010, we had a million increase of people identifying as interracial. 37.9 million identified as single race black, which is only about a 4 million increase. Now let's fast forward again to 2022. The U.S. black population now identified, it was 47.9 million people identify as black. That is from 2010. That is around a 6 million population increase. Now go back to 2000. That's at a little over 11 million increase in population. Now, the people who identified as black and Hispanic was 2.9 million. That's almost double from 2000. Multiracial, 5.4 million black people identify as multiracial. Look at that increase from 2000, 1.5 million, to now 5.4 million. And then you go to 2010, 2.5 million to 5.4 million. That's, double, right? Single race, 39.6 million. So let me bring myself up there. So typically what we hear in these spaces, people use the number of 42 million black folks because you have about 22 million black women and 20 million black men. That number comes from African Americans as a whole, not African Americans, not black Hispanic, so on and so forth, Caribbean black folks, so on and so forth. So this is the actual number of the total population of black people living in the U.S. from the continent, from Caribbean, so on and so forth. And I know, guys, I keep reiterating this, but I have to be very clear because sometimes these numbers can get skewed. And I've done multiple videos where I've had to address every part of these the population, so just to be clear. So I want to make sure that I put all this stuff in there for this presentation, so to speak, right? Now let's continue. This is important as well. So the arrival of new immigrants from Africa, the Caribbean, and elsewhere has been an important contributor to black population growth, just like I just told you guys, right? In 2022, there were 5.1 million black immigrants in the U.S., up from 2.4 million in 2000, according to our analysis of the Census Bureau data. Immigrants accounted for 11% of the black population in 2022, up from 7% in 2000. So even the Census Bureau is being very thorough on this stuff, right? Because they want us to understand how the black population is growing, not just with African Americans, with everybody. Let's continue. Now, the black population has grown the fastest in states that historically have not had large numbers of black residents. Oh, let me go back. Here we go. And I want to give you guys this information as well. Utah experienced the fastest growth in its black population between 2010 and 2022, with an increase of 86%. Where are the black folks that moved to Utah? The black populations of Hawaii and Nevada increased by 57, and 56% respectively during that span. This only counts states with black populations of at least 25,000 in 2010, right? And we have 464 folks in the building. Thank you. And this is what the actual graph looks like. And again, I will get to the super chats here in a second. I greatly appreciate it. So that's what it looks like. So if you look at Utah, they had the highest, which is 86%. And then everything else in dark green are the highest states that had the most growth since 2010. You have Washington State, Oregon, Nevada, Hawaii, Arizona, Rhode Island, right? Minnesota and Iowa. Those are the highest at a 41% or higher growth rate since 2010. Didn't that girl have an issue with black folks in Arizona? That's neither here nor there. Now, I know this is poor. Where my New Yorkers at? Hey, put NY in the building if you know you're from New York. Let's see here. New York City has more black residents than any other metropolitan area. About 3.6 million black Americans live in New York metro area. Other metro areas with large black populations include Atlanta, 2.2 million, Chicago, 1.7 million, and DC at 1.6 million. So let me bring myself up here. So in those states where you have more black folks, particularly, or those cities, particularly in Atlanta, since we talk about the LGBTQ population, that's why there's a significant amount of LGBTQ members in Atlanta, because it's a large population of black folks. And same thing with New York, same thing with the other cities that I mentioned. So every time somebody said they try and justify, well, it's more black men that are gay than anything, and they use Atlanta as their, as their reference point, then that's why. Even though it's only 1.2 million folks that identify as LGBTQ and the majority are black women, I just wanted to address that real quick before we move forward. And this is what it looks like in graph form. You guys can see that there with the populations. Detroit is on there, Miami, Houston, Philly, Dallas, on and so forth. There you go. You guys can check this out. I'll put the links when I, put this together. So, well, let me ask before I go to the super. Let me stop. Do y'all want me to get directly into the marriage statistics now, or do you want me to go over the education and all that stuff first? Because I got a bunch of other things that I want to address. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to get straight to it. You want me to get straight to the marriage statistics? Let me get to some of these super chats. I missed a couple. Marriage, politics, sports. With the $5 super chat said interracial and other mixing is not only evolutionary, it is inevitable. Yeah, and that's why I say black people, we have no room to be trying to separate ourselves from black folks who have other races of people. I mean, we don't have any room to do that. So Alex Miner with the $4.99 super chat, appreciate it, brother. He said one drop to rule them all. Hashtag one drop rule. My man. Let me see here. Let me see what y'all say. We got some ones. Yeah, people like let it build up. Oh, okay. Hey, Glow said let it build up. Next super chat to let me know. So whoever sends in that next super chat, you know what I'm saying, $20 and up. Hey, if you whatever the next person, let's do that. The next person to send that super chat in, $20 and up, and you say, hey, just get straight to the marriage numbers, or you want to let it build up. Hey, I got you. Next one, $20 and up. Let's see here. On USA, man, I'm not even going to try. I'll just say OAP with the $5 super chat. He says, keep dropping the facts, figures, and data. You saving my teenage son. I greatly appreciate it, man, and that's definitely good to hear. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. OG Burner, he talking about interracial as if it's revolutionary. The one drop rule is an obsolete slave doctrine. Flat blackness will never be it because, brother, let's just we get it, man. It's inevitable. Let's see here. D Miles, my man with the $20 super chat. He said, "Get to it." I'm getting to it, brother. All right. What the young kids say? Spin the block. We'll spin the block on the other stuff. I learned that. Don't laugh, guys. I'm old. I'm an unk. That's what they call me. All right, let's get straight to it. Where is it? Oh. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. All right. Matter of fact, no, this is what we're going to do first. Let's go back. All right. So let's look at the 2021 marriage statistics. So, let's see here. For black men in 2000, these were reported from 2020, reported in 2021. 85% of black men had a black wife. Let's see here. 8% had a white spouse. 4% had a Hispanic spouse. And 3% had other. Were married to other race of women. And I want you guys to see something. So I want to be very clear on this. Look at the top there. What does it say? Black marriage in 2021. Among non-Hispanic African Americans aged 15 and up, right? Marriage. So, it's wait, hold on. It's only certain states that you can get married at 15 or some foolery like that, but I didn't include those. But I want you guys to see that. They only reported the numbers for African Americans. What did we just go over? Ain't all encompassing. Biracial, Caribbean, from the continent, so on and so forth. So from 2020, it was just African American people born in the U.S. I want to be very specific. All right? Before we move forward. Now let's look at black women. Married black women had 93% of them had a black husband, as opposed to 4% with a white husband, 2% with Hispanic, and 1% other. Y'all see that? And these are numbers were reported from 2020 to 2021. I just wanted to be clear on that. We got 517 people in the building. Let me move that. Let's go to the next one so we can see that. So, same thing in 2020. 33% of black men were married, as opposed to 27% of black women, right? Those are our numbers, 30% combined. Now, let's get to it. Y'all ready? Oh, wait, let me get this last super chat. My bad. This says FLX with the 499 super chat said, but isn't specific classification good for legislation? I'm not saying that word. And people don't have to join no matter how big or small. It's not about having to join. It's actually, I'm talking about support. The black community cannot afford to be removing people from our community. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, brother. And we got another super chat. We got A Split Jim with the 499 salute. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. 526 folks in the building, man. I like that. All right. This is what y'all came to see. These are the new statistics. Starting here. Black men in the U.S. are more likely than black women to be married to someone who is not black. Let's stop right there. What did I tell you? Nothing changes. These numbers have been the same and they have been steady for about 30 years now. Black men are more likely to be married to non-black women. Even though, what was it? The Loving versus Virginia? A white man and a black woman were actually responsible for interracial marriage. So that's another point that I try and make to divestors and swellers. Even though black women led the narrative of interracial marriages, those men still aren't marrying y'all, and black men still lead, right? Let's go back. Now, black adults, among married black adults percentage who are married to someone who is, so all of black adults is 83%. 17% are married to non-black. Black men, 79% of black men are married to black women, as opposed to 21% of black men are currently married to non-black women. Black women increased to 87%. That's a 2% difference, right? Or 93%, 6% difference. 13% of black women are married to non-black men. So, if you go back to the 2020, 2021 numbers, what did I just tell you? 15% of black men were married to non-black women. Now, it's 21%. That is a 6% increase. And remember, this encompasses all black men, not just African American, all black men. Right? Black women from 93% to now 87%. That is another 6% difference. And we're including all black women, right? Nothing has changed in regards to black men marrying outside of their race, even when you include Caribbean black men, Afro-Latino black men, African black men from the continent. Nothing has changed. Same thing for black women. So when you include that racial, those groups, nothing changes, right? So now let's look at black men. A little over 1 out of 5 married black men are married to a non-black woman. 1 out of 5. That is crazy. Now y'all gonna start listening, black community? Every time we have these conversations about, black women being more marriageable than black men, or, black women, you have to exclude the number of black men who are in prison, so on and so forth. They never include the fact that black men are going to continue to progress more so than black women. And they have the same way in marriage. Yes, black women have increased 6% as well, but not to the point that 1 out of 5 of black women are married out. That's black men now. That's crazy. I've been trying to tell the black community since 2020, 2021, they got to start paying attention. Black men are not going to regress. And I don't know why what? My goodness. And I even broke it down for you guys. Let's go step by step. Let me show you something. So in 2020, 93% of married black women were married to black men, while 7% were married to non-black men. Married black women. In 2020, it was 26%. 2022, it is now 29%. And I also added a caveat. I added the 3% if you add the separated, because I've seen some videos around there where people were trying to refute the evidence. Well, if you add the separated population of black women, then they're more married than black men. Absolutely not. I did this for a particular reason. So I gave you the actual number of married, and then they also separate the separated. I added the 3%. So that would be 32% in 2022. I just want to be clear. Hitting it from all angles. And when I say black women, I'm talking about all black women. Now, in 2022, 87% of married black women were married to non-black men, while 13% were married to non-black men. Just went over that. Here we go. Now, for black men, in 2020, 85% of married black men were married to black women, while 15% were married to non-black women. Fast forward, married black men. 2020, 33%. Now 36%. If you add separated, 39%. A little under 40% of black men are married. Married black men are married. If you add the separated, right? Now, in 2022, 21% of married black men were married to, my bad, I did that wrong. I flipped the two. Y'all see that? I made an error. 79% were married to black women, while 21% were married to non-black women. I want to be clear on that. My bad, I was going too fast. All right, now let's look at this. This is where I come in, so I can break down the numbers. And before we get to the numbers, let me show you guys something real quick. Did I get all the super? Oh, we got somebody. Timothy R. Blewett became a YouTube member. Thank you, good brother. I appreciate that. But I have to show you guys how I got this population information. Hold on. Let's go here. Let me remove myself. I got both screens up. Hold on. Let's see here. I just have to be very clear on this so you guys will know how I did this. Thank you, Timothy. All right. So in that same report, they actually give you a link to go to the population. So basically what you guys are going to see here and how I broke this down so we can have a more accurate description of the numbers, right? So this is the black U.S. population detailed by tables, right? So if you look at here, it says black population total. The marriage numbers are based off the total black population. So what did I do? Instead of using the U.S. born, let me make this wider. Instead of using the U.S. born, you guys see this right here? I use all black people because you have the foreign born, which is about 5 million. And they actually break everything down for you as well, even by state, mind you. So you guys can check this information out for yourselves. So what I did for this next picture that you guys are going to see, I simply removed, let me show you. Go to age, sex. I removed the black people that are reported as younger than 5 years old. You guys see that? I removed younger than 5 years old. I removed 5 to 9 years old. I removed 10 to 14 years old. And I also 1/4 the 15 to 19, right? Or 1/5, my bad, because you have age 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 5 different categories, right? 5 different groups because I had to remove those particular numbers, right? Just for this, just to be clear. Like I said, it's just approximates because you can also add, I added the 8, 18, and 19. So I put 40%. So I removed, let me be clear. I removed 15, 16, and 17, and I kept 18 and 19. I did that by percentage, by 20 percentiles. So you have 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. That adds 100%. You have 5 age categories, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that leaves us with the 18 and 19. That's 40%. So that's how I got this information that you guys are going to see here in a second. So basically what I did was remove those from here, right here, bam, bam, 1/4 it. And I did that for both male and female, right? So I wanted to be clear on that. Let me go ahead and open this up so you guys can understand what I'm talking about here. And remember, these are my approximates. I want you guys to go back and do the information for yourself. So there were about 6.9 million black males under the age of 18. That is the population that I removed because we don't want to include them in the marriage rates because they are not of legal age to get married. And we're going to use just from 18 and up, right? Black males over 18, that comes out to 16.1 million. 16.1 million black men over the age of 18. That married population is 5.8 million. That equates to 36%, which you guys just saw, right? Married black men with you, when you include separated, that is 6.3%, right? 39%. There you go. And that 3% equated to this amount. That's what you guys see right there, the 485,000. So for black females under 18, it was 5.9 million. So if you look here, I want you guys to see something real quick. And I'd have the actual age number, but when black men are born, or there's more black men born than black women. However, and this may get very dark, when black men age, we start to die at a younger age. So that's why when we progress into older ages, you see black women start to outnumber black men. Right? We die at a younger age than black women. So even though there's more black boys that are born, black women still outnumber us when you extrapolate the population numbers out to every age demographic. So that's why you see more black men from 18 and below as opposed to black women. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys understand that. Like I said, that may get a little dark, but it just is what it is, man. You know, and that's why I talk so much about prevention and so on and so forth. Because a lot of these things that black men are doing are very preventable. You know, heart disease, #1 killer in the black community. You know what I'm saying? The violence, even though it's a small minority of black men who are deleting one another, that still counts, right? So that's why you see that difference. And I'm glad to see you guys putting the 1 in the chat. Thank you. I see everything. Thank you. I just want to be clear as we move forward, right? So that's why you see, and I want to make this very clear. From here, black males under 18, 6.9 million. Black females under 18, 5.9 million. So when you start to regress or progress or move forward, as I stated, black men 5.8 or 16.1 million over the age of 18, whereas black females over the age of 18 is now 18.8 million. That's a little over a 2 million difference in the population now. Now, for black women, married black women, 5.4 million. That equates to 29%. We just went over that. And then black women, married black women, when you add separated, is 6 million. 6 million married black women when you add the separated population. So you look here, 6.3 for black men, 6 million for black women. Now, why is that important? The reason why this is important is because there's more black women that are 18 or over than black men. 2 million difference, right? But there's still more married black men. That's why this is important. And not only that, this is not just the African American community. This is amongst all black men and all black women. So when we have this conversation about who wants to get married the most, right? Then we need to start focusing our attention on who needs the most help right now. Black women. Because there's over 2 million of y'all, but black men still outnumber you guys, even when you include Caribbean and black men from Africa. That's why I keep telling these panel shows, man. Y'all focus on the wrong folks. Focus on black women. They need the most help right now. It only makes sense, guys. Stop using stuff for clickbait and entertainment. I know it feels good to be like, well, black men ain't marriageable. How? All of us are married at a higher rate. Let's keep going. And that's the difference when you add that separated percentage. Remember, from that 18 and over, 565,000. So the marriage difference, if you just look at, without separated, is 358,000 more married black men as opposed to black women. And then when you add the married versus separated, there's a higher percentage of black women. So that's why their 3% adds a lot more people, but it's still approximately 277,000 more married black men, even when you add the separated. Boy. And we're not done. I'm going to show you. I'm just not going to sit there and, put all that stuff. So do y'all see why I've been trying to stress this? Why I've been telling people to start focusing on black women? Because black men aren't going to change. We're going to continue to be desirable to other races of women. That's why you guys continuously see me debunk the narrative that when black men get married to non-black women, they get divorced at a higher rate. Debunk that, because that's going to give black women a false sense of hope. Even when black men do get married to white women, they get divorced immediately, not knowing that even that study was based off of 2 years and higher, or 10 years and higher. So they weren't saying that black men get married 1 year and then the next year they get divorced to black or to white women. No, it was over a 10-year time span. But I've been trying to focus the black community's attention on black women because they need the most help. So if black women as a whole increase their interracial marriages, black men increase their interracial marriages at the same rate. But it makes it even worse when you look at that 1 out of 5 married black men are now married to non-black women. Over 20%, 21%. So now do y'all understand why I've been trying to be as stern as I am and calling people out for spreading false narratives about black men? The number's right there, man. Now here's it in writing. Just not me talking. Let me just show you guys. This is from the same report from Pew Research. About a sixth of married black adults, 17%, are married to someone who is not black. So that is the average between 21% and 13% that we just stated. This includes 21% of married black men and 13% of married black women. These shares only consider those who are married and spouses who live in the same households, right? And that's why I included the separated, because I don't want that narrative being out there from folks, women, black women in particular, saying that, well, if you include the separated, then black women will be married at a higher rate. Absolutely not. All black women, right? Let's continue. Now, married black women in turn are more likely than married black men to have a spouse who is also black. Y'all see that? Are more likely than married black men to have a spouse who is also black. 87% versus 79%. That's an 8% difference. So, and we like to talk about this whole, what is the narrative? Black women are race loyal to black men. They're race loyal to a fault. It's not true, because when our numbers increase, black women increase as well. But yet black women are still married to black men at a higher rate, right? So it's not black women being more race loyal. It's the fact that they may not have as many options as black men. And it shows in the numbers. So that's what that means. So for any black woman that's going out there spreading this false narrative that we don't, if black women like other races of men, then they would date out. I've already did videos on that. Go read the Date and Divide book. Black women have been trying their level best to divest, to swirl. They have books written. commercials, videos, TikTok. They've been promoting swirling and interracial marriage for years. And it's still not working. And that is not the responsibility of black men. Black women who want to swirl or divest have to go to white men or non-black men and ask them why. What do we need to change in order to get married to y'all at a higher rate? Because as of now, white men tend to fancy Hispanic and Asian women as opposed to black women. So if you're a black woman who wants to divest, go ask them what they're doing in order for you to snag a white man. Because y'all giving these white men all this free promotion, pasta, lobster, whatever the hell y'all talk about, right? And it's still not working. And white men are eating it up to the point that they will put out false narratives to get y'all to continue giving them money, share their videos, because they know that they can milk y'all for whatever you got and still turn around and not marry you all. And that's why I've learned that black women consider dating a white man as a win, as opposed to marriage. So that's why it really does. I mean, all the free promotion, it doesn't make sense if they're not marrying you. So that's something that black women need to focus on. The ones who want to swirl, right? Want to be clear. Y'all is, I mean, it's fun and games, swirl and black men ain't shit. Well, it's safe to say that white men may think y'all ain't shit either. How about that? Now, black Americans still are less likely than other Americans to be married. You guys already know we have our struggles with marriage. About a third of black adults, 32%, which is an increase from 30%, are currently married. That compares with 53% of adults who are not black. So we still rank the lowest amongst married folks. Among black adults, 36% of men are married compared to 29%. I'll say that again for women. Black women, in turn, are slightly more likely than black men to be divorced or widowed. Black men die at a higher or at a lower age. But the key thing is this: the divorce rates. There's more black women than black men. 14% of black women divorced, as opposed to 10% of black men. So do we want to revisit this conversation about who's the most divorced? Huh, black community? Huh, black women who keep sharing these false narratives that white woman put out? Or do you want to end this conversation right here and start to focus on y'all? That's what I thought. Now, let's look at here. And this is just a breakdown of the numbers that I just stated. Black men in the U.S. are more likely than black women to be married. Just talked about that. So if you look here, non-black adults, 53%, 18% divorced, separated, widowed, 29% never married. Black adults, right there, you get the numbers here. Let's go to the men, 36% as opposed to 29%. 15% of black men are either divorced, separated, or widowed. Remember, what I did, I just removed the separated population and added it, just to be clear. And then you have never married. It's now 49% for black men. It was 52%. And then for black women, 29% married, 25% divorced, separated, or widowed, and 46% are now never married. It used to be 48% the last time these numbers were reported, right? So that is the new numbers. I'm going to wait until they put out the actual demographics of white, Hispanic, and other. They didn't report those numbers just yet. So these numbers will do just fine, because what we know now and what we gather from the statistics from 2022, 21% of black men, married black men, are married to non-black women, as opposed to black women. What was it? 13% are married to non-black men. 13% of married black women are married to non-black men. We good? Man. Maybe the black community will start listening. I know I'm quiet, guys, but I've been saying this, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back because I work in the field. And I seen, how the numbers were trending. And man, the black community is coming far more diverse than more people could ever imagine. And I know we say that it's just, it was bound to happen. I understand that. But nobody would have saw black men, 1 out of 5 married black men being married to non-black women. I wouldn't have predicted that in my lifetime if you look at the 2000 numbers. And now we're here. And you cannot tell me that these conversations and social media doesn't have an effect on the black community and our relationship issues that we have. You can't tell me that. And I know that, this is just a theory, but we need people to stop minimalizing the voices on social media, especially if they're toxic, especially if they're lying to black women and they're lying about black men. They matter. And y'all see why now. Man, it's tough trying to explain the truth and then get labeled as bashing or, oh man, you just a man with a podcast. No, this affects the whole black community. And y'all sitting there playing and trying to get clickbait, and it's serious, man. It's serious. And we're not done, man. Let me see if I miss any super chats. Oh, yeah, I did, man. My man, C. Jeremiah with the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the support. Sorry I didn't get a chance to get to it sooner. Is that Kala Lily with the $5 super chat? So black women interracial marriages went up from 4% to 13%. No, it went up from 7% to 13%. And as opposed to, so what's your, hold on, let me go back. Let me get rid of this. I got to go back to the live chats. So Kala, what you're talking about is black women who are married to white men. 4% of black women were married to married black women were married to white men, as opposed to 7% of married black women being married to non-black men as a whole, which includes white men. So to be clear, from 2020, 2021, 7% of black women were married black women were married to non-black men. Now, 13% of married black women are married to non-black men. That is a 6% increase. On the flip side, black men, married black men, it was 15% from 2020 to 2021, right? Now, it is 21%. All right, so that's a 6% difference. So it basically stays the same for both. However, 1 out of 5 for black men. And also including the fact that there are more black women than black men. And also to include that this encompasses all people who identify as black, not just the African-American community like it was once reported. So the 4% of white men that you were referencing from 2020, 2021, that only encompasses African-American. I'm giving you all of the information. So yeah, from all black people. Right? So, man, and this is a good comment. Who is this? Sir, I was going to say Sir P. says black people have dominant genes. We'll be all right divesting. But the funny thing is that the black community tries to dismiss those folks who are black and mixed with something else. Am I lying on that? Y'all. And it was even to the point where there's videos on TikTok from black women saying that they won't date a biracial black man if his mother was white. So if he was born from a white woman and, you know, have a black father, they wouldn't date him because they say it matters if he was, you know, if the mother was black and the father was white. So even then they're trying to divest. It's a lot of different variables that I've learned in 2023. I don't think y'all, I don't know if y'all heard. I think I put a video out there about that as well. I was shocked to hear it because they were like, yeah, who did you grow or who birthed you? Was it a black woman or a white woman? Yeah, black women deep into this, man. International Quiet Storm, my man, with the $20 super chat, he said, Meaty Man, do you think that percentage of interracial marriages will continue to go up as the years go by based on the current stats and future grad projections? Yes. And I can say that 100%. IQ, as you've been here, you've been following my page, you've been on it for a while. I've said that from the jump. I told people that these numbers was going to shot and they're going to increase every year. And a lot of it, has to do with people being more open to interracial marriage, interracial dating. We have more commercials with black and white folks, so on and so forth. But I think I'm safe to say that social media has a lot to do with it because black men and women are at odds. The war is over. People have made their choice. That's how I see it. And that's why I keep, reiterating the rule of 10. By saying that 3 people for, 3 people against, 4 undecided. It's not to the point that we cannot be in a position as black men and black women to try and convince people otherwise. I think that conversation is done. I think, maybe from 2015 and up, the conversation was like, well, maybe if I engage with black men or black women, then maybe they can see the light of day and understand that we need each other as a whole. That conversation has went to shit. It's done. And I'm basing that, specifically off of what I see on social media. That conversation is done. It's dead. The new conversation is just simply progressing as a black community, as a collective, because we don't have a choice. There's no convincing people who don't want to be convinced. And I'm not necessarily talking about black men. I'm talking specifically about the black women. Yeah. If black women don't want to change or they think that black men are still the dregs of society, the conversation of trying to convince is over. As black men, that is not your responsibility anymore. Your responsibility is to focus on growth and production, not convincing, because they're not listening. I'm serious, man. If you think I'm lying, just go watch any of the hot panel shows. They don't respect you. They're not listening. Move on. Let's see. Black Kraken with the $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. Say, I believe in the UK, 48% of married black men are married to non-black women. So it looks like that number will be hitting the US shores in about a decade, if not sooner. Yeah, man. And it's going to continue to, progress. My bad. Mona, did I miss something? I meant to say black men who desire marriage are going elsewhere. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that the passport bro movement has a lot to do with this stuff, and people ain't listening. Bernard Gohard, that's a cold name. 999 Super Chat said, Medium Man, you should spearhead a cross-platform effort amongst black social media from large to small to discuss the targeted erosion of the modern black family for an entire day, one message for one day. Now, the funny thing is, man, honestly, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Bernard, I don't rock with a lot of folks in these spaces, man. I just don't. And this is just my personal opinion. I'm kind of a, like I said, Sigma male, introverted type of guy. I don't rock with a lot of folks in these spaces because I've seen a lot of people turn on one another. You know what I'm saying? And that bothers me as an retired military guy. We don't turn our back on our fellow man. If we have an issue with somebody, we don't address it in public. We don't try and get these people deplatformed and things of that nature. I just don't rock with a lot of folks. And I've seen a lot of people that I used to follow, they have changed their message just because it's more profitable to pander to black women instead of telling them the truth. I don't agree with people bashing black women at all. At all. Y'all know my platform. I get rid of folks who do foolery like that. There's words that I have banned that I do not allow black men and black women to say on my platform. I'm not with the bashing. However, I am with the truth. And when I see black men in particular on their platforms, really trying their level best not to say what they already know, and I know they know the information, that bothers me. I don't go on my platform and call them out. I just simply unfollow. I block them from my platforms altogether because I'm not with that, because you're creating a divide when you know you can actually help the black community if you told black women the truth, no matter if they like it or not. You cannot lie to them. The same thing I do with black men. I know that people, I get backlash when I talk about where black men rank amongst other men. People had an issue with me from that. I had to remove my Travis Smiley stream, or I had to remove that because it was too toxic because black men were complaining. But I hold us accountable as well. And I just can't stand when people lie to black women because you're not helping. If you're contributing to the narrative that black men ain't shit and black men are in jail and prison, then you are an enemy of my platform. And I can't rock with you. So that's why certain things that you guys see other content creators do, you will never see me doing. And that's not to say that I'm better. I only have 35,000 subscribers, brother. But it's going to continue to grow. But what I do want to say is that my page is going to be as genuine as possible. And I'd rather grow on my own and people can see my content. And if they care to do the research on their own, they can review it and they can share it on their platforms. I don't mind at all. Right? But that's just how I move, man. And I just don't see a lot of people in these spaces doing that. And I'm not a part of any group, not the Black Manosphere, whatever. Some of the topics may be the same. I understand that, but you will never see me partnering like that. It's only a couple people that I rock with in these spaces and they know who they are. So it's just, I hate to go on a rant, man, but I just had to be clear because I know people, they're like, man, you should do this and do that. I'm like, brother, that's not me. Man, Drip Fire, my man, with the $10 super chat said Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Charles Barkley, etc. Most and kids and definitely grandkids do not identify or look black, so the wealth and culture of the black community will be non-existent. So, and that's another thing of trying to get rid of particular groups. You know what I'm saying? Especially from the entertainment, sports. Y'all see a black man married to a white woman, like, oh man, he not one of us. He not pro-black. Who hands out the cards of pro-blackness? Who do we speak to get a pro-black card? Who takes them away? Dr. Umar? Oh man, let me stop. Drip Fire, the $2 super chat said, that's why I follow you. You drop the facts. Keep doing it. Yeah, man. I just don't understand how people can have a 3-4 hour conversation based off opinion alone. Do you feel that black men are the least married? And they'll have conversations about that point. And I'm like, well, it's easy. You can look up the stats and see where we need to start this conversation. If you want to talk about the black community as a whole and what we need to do to increase our marriage numbers, fine. But don't just sit there and be like, well, men don't want to get married. The numbers say different. Even though it's a small percentage of black men, they're still getting married at a higher rate. So I would say some of them value it, right? Let's see. Jamari is at 81 with the $10 super sticker. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Now, if I butcher your name, my apologies. And we got D320KG with the 199 super chat. Said very late to the stream, but much support, media man. Oh, I greatly appreciate it, man. Yeah, Bernard Gohar. Like I said, I'm glad you asked the question, man. And it's not to say I'm some mole or something. I'm just in my own little hole or corner. Nah, man, I support a lot of content creators, and I just wish that we would do the opposite of what's going on Club Shay Shay, but we don't. So everything, I don't rock with this person. Y'all should not follow him. And it's just foolery, man. My man, General Washington, he said, there's a dagger. Yeah, man. And I'm safe, man. It's no beef or nothing like that. I want black folks to continue getting that bread. But at some point, your morals and values got to take over. Your integrity got to be like, you know what? I think it's about time that I stop doing what I'm doing and tell the truth, because it's not helping the black community. What I'm doing now, But I mean, that money coming in, I mean, hey, we all know. I mean, yes, I like informing you guys, but I prefer to get compensated for this. Everybody does. Like I said, man, and this is going off topic. If you want to become a YouTuber, yeah, you may be in a position like mine. I had to work for almost 13 months for free. Yeah. I was putting out damn near 10 videos a day, literally shorts, videos, clips, whatever I had to do a day for over 365 days. And it took me that long to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Didn't get paid for a year. So that should tell you how much I was dedicated to this. I should have quit. Yeah, that was tough. And I was still working a full-time job. So over Kenny Peoples, what's going on? So I went to go to Africa to see Ethiopia and Kenya overseas. So I'm glad that that full, friendly, and cooperative and agreeable. Oh yeah, I've been to both countries. I've already shared pictures and videos. Amazing countries. I love Ethiopia and Kenya. Nairobi. They got a real estate surges going over in Nairobi, Kenya. Instagram got a bunch of realtors over there. Cheap stuff too. See here. Killmatic said, Kala, they're just jelly that you have a okay, I'm not saying that. I get you, brother. Prime VA said, we need to understand how wealth moves. It doesn't go to the other community like people claim. Brother, I've been explaining that if y'all been here, I've been trying to explain, black wealth for the past 2 or 3 weeks? I've been trying, brother. Oh, man. Let me see if I miss any super chats. Let me see here. Yeah, I missed Roe. The 199 super chat. He says, it's deep up in here now. Keep going. Yeah, man, we got 624. Make sure you like the video. And this was on a pop-up, so I'm glad to see y'all here, man. I'm glad to see. Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. Quiet Storm. You guys got to remind me, man. My bad, brother. Hold on. Let me check the Cash App. I get going. Okay, I got everything. We good. We up to date, brother. Thank you. All right, so I actually got some other statistics for you guys as well. So hold on. Glow said, I think that white men use her as a tool to disrupt the black nuclear family, and no one is talking about it. Who would I miss? Let's see here. Reese Johnson, my man, back in the building. He says black wealth can be had when black women work with black men on a bigger scale. I agree. I mean, I've just explained this. We don't have room to be removing folks from our community, So y'all remove, what is it? We try to remove Robert Smith for one, black billionaire, and then I always forget his name. the black man that tried to buy, what is it, Viacom or Comcast? What's his name? Put in the chat. I know it's Byron Allen. Byron Allen tried to buy, black man that tried to buy, Comcast or Viacom. I think I said his name, Byron Allen. There we go. Who said that? Byron Allen. There we go. Yeah. So they try to remove him because I believe he's married to a white woman. I'm like, this dude is actually trying to help us. What the hell wrong with y'all? Like, God, dog. Sometimes the black community can be ignorant as hell. Sweet Jesus. Got a brother trying to help. Nah, man, you can't. And we gonna go a little bit more on this wealth thing. That's why I'm here too. But before that, hold on, let me get to it. Let's look at the educational attainment. The most current numbers. Here we go. So you look here, educational attainment among Black Americans is on the rise. In 2022, 26.1% of Black adults ages 25 and older, that comes out to 7.8 million people, had earned at least a bachelor's degree. That was up from 14.5% in 2000. So about 24 years, we had an increase of over 12%. 12% of Black folks that earned bachelor's degrees or higher. And here is the actual statistics, and I've reported these, but I just want you guys to see this as well. A growing share of Black adults age 25 and older have a bachelor's degree. And as you see here, nothing has changed. Women, Black women, 28.9, Black men, 22.8% have a bachelor's degree or higher. So let me bring myself up here again. Once again, I just put out an education video recently. We hear the fact that, oh, well, it's all these Black women, they just outpacing Black men with all of these degrees. It's literally only a 6% difference. And that still doesn't translate to Black women making more money than Black men. Black men still out-earn Black women. So, I mean, I don't know what all the fuss is about these degrees when it's not translating to anything, and the gap is not that, it's not that large. And all races of women have more degrees than their male counterparts. But for some odd reason, like I said in my most recent video, we only hear that in the Black community. There it is again. Jesus. Now, let's look at some wealth gap information. And this was reported in 2024. Yeah, we doing everything today. 606 folks in the building. This is amazing. So, at the top there, it says, wealth surge in the pandemic, but debt endures for poor Black and Hispanic families. So here's the wealth gaps across racial and ethnic groups. I want you guys to see something here. Black people, so we can understand how united that we need to be in order to improve our situation. So the increase in the wealth of U.S. households from 2019 to 2021 was spread widely across racial and ethnic groups. Despite improved fortunes, Black, Hispanic, and multiracial households trailed white and Asian households by large margins from the following perspectives, both before and after the pandemic: the wealth relative to the wealth of the white and Asian households, and also the shares of households that are in the middle or upper tiers of wealth. Now, I want to give y'all the definition of what they define as lower tier, middle tier, and upper tier. Now, this is where the whole Black community comes together, sits down, and pays attention. Right? This is going to shock you. So, to address the questions, the middle tier consists of households whose wealth lies between 1/4 and 4 times the median wealth of U.S. households, between 41,000 to 667,000 in 2021. Households in the lower tier had less wealth. It was 41,000 in 2021, and households in the upper tier had wealth more than $677,000, right? So now that you guys have the definitions of what tiers mean and where that ranks in regards to money, let me show you the Black community. Look at this. Black households are twice as likely as white and Asian households to be in the lowest tier, the lowest wealth tier, lower, which basically means Black households that earn $41,000 or lower, the household. Look at this. What does that say there, guys? In 2019, it was 57% of Black households had wealth lower than $41,000. Now, 2% decrease, 55% in 2021. So, just so you guys know what I'm talking about, lower, light green. Look at Black folks. Only 38% in 2021 were in the middle tier, as opposed to 7%. Only 7% of Black households earn or have a wealth number of at least $667,000 in wealth for the household. 7%. Y'all see that? So let that number sink in, right? And we sitting there having arguments about 50-50. Yeah, that's the popular topic in the Black community. Of all people, of all racial demographics, we talking about 50-50. Oh, and Black women, don't forget, if you look at the middle tier, right? Let me show you something real quick. Y'all do know that the average Black man makes $50,000 a year, right? Y'all know that? Black women are the most impoverished. So even that 38%, a lot of that is due to Black men doing what they need to do. Because, hey, the average Black man makes $50,000 a year now. And those numbers were reported in 2022. Let's go back. 41,000 to 667,000. That's where the average Black man lands, right? Just want to be clear on this. Now let's look at other racial demographics. For white folks, only 25% land in the lower tier, 47% middle tier, and then 28% in the upper tier. That's a 21% difference from Black people. Hispanics, 48% lower, 42% middle, 10% upper. Asians, 2021, 26% lower, 39% middle, 36% upper. Compare that to white folks. That upper, 36% of Asian households earn upwards of $667,000, right? So that puts the Black community in last, dead last, between all categories, all tiers, right? So do we have any room to be talking about 50-50 and not partnering because somebody doesn't make a significant amount of money? Black women, I'm talking directly to y'all asses. Stop. This is... Whoa. Let's keep going. Black households had a median annual income of $50,000 in 2022. That included a median income of $60,000 among multiracial Black households, $56,000 amongst Black Hispanic households, and $49,000 among single race Black households. All encompassing. Look at it another way. About half of all Black households, 51%, had a household income of $50,000 or more in 2022, while 49% earned less than that. Let me see here. And then this is important as well. The typical single race non-Hispanic Black household saw a 77% increase in its wealth from December 2019, 15,000, to December 2021, 27,000. Right? This is an update of a post originally published in February 2023. So this is real new. You know, it's new, right? Oh man. Oh, and this is important as well. Let me go ahead and say this. Oh man. Meanwhile, a recent Pew Research Center analysis found that Black households made gains during the pandemic when it comes to wealth. The difference between the value of assets owned and debts owed. So that's where you get that increase. Man, this is eye-opening. In 2021, the typical white household had 9.2 times as much wealth as the typical Black household, $250,000 versus $27,000. So even though our household income increased since the pandemic, we are still light years behind white people. This ratio stood at 13.3% in 2019 prior to the onset of the pandemic. So we increased, but we still behind. Oops. All right, we can go here. And this is just ranking it so you guys can see it in graph form. What I just told you guys, white and Asian households have vastly more wealth than other households. So Asian households, 320,000 household dollar amount of household difference. That's 43%. That's crazy. A difference, a change. My bad. 2019 to 2021. Y'all see that? So yes, even though white people are, the largest population, largest demographic, Asian folks far surpass him in income, household income. So, man. And this is just basically showing you the difference at 9.2% that I mentioned. So it's just a typical white household, and that's what they're basing this off of. So that is from the white, the difference from white people for all races. Asian people had the lowest difference amongst all categories from 2019 to 2021. That's basically what this graph is showing you all. And again, Black folks had the highest difference, 9.2 times the amount of white households. I just went over that. Okay, we got that one. Cool. And then, before I read this, let me just be clear for the Black men. The Black community will not let you use any of this stuff as an excuse as to where we stand. They're still going to shame you for, on where the Black community stands, even though the Black community is not, we are not a community, only in the eyes of other people. We are very much separated. But I'm about to read you some of the reasons why we stand where we stand in regards to our income. But if you go out on any platform and you try and say, well, the reason why the Black community doesn't earn this amount of money or our household wealth is like this, they're still going to blame you. So I'm just giving you a heads up, right? So I'm going to go ahead and read it. What factors might explain the large wealth gap across racial and ethnic groups that endure for decades, if not longer? Like I said, we know this to be true, but you can't use this as an excuse, especially as a Black man. With respect to black households, evidence points to the role of slavery and post-slavery practices, such as segregation, that created disproportionate opportunities for wealth accumulation. We know this. For Hispanic households, the relative youth of the population and immigration status play a role. In turn, these factors likely contribute to the lower rates and sizes of inheritances received by black and Hispanic households in comparison with white households. We already talked about Black Wall Street, the massacre, the Tulsa massacre, did a whole live stream on this stuff. It definitely affected us. It's still affecting us till this day. But I've seen far too many people just alleviate these things and how it affected the black community, in particular, black men. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. The black community will not let you use this as an excuse. And to be perfectly honest, I won't let us as black men use it as an excuse. Because we know where it is. We know what the deal is. We know we were behind, but now we have to improve. We can do nothing about the past. We can only change and impact the future and also present day. So yes, I get it. There are reasons, but those reasons will not help us moving forward. Is that fair to say? I just want to be clear because I know some people get pissed off, but man. Yo, did we miss anything? We got everything. We can stop right there, man. Man, amen. All right. What is I missed some super chats. That's all I got, guys. Hopefully this live stream has put things into perspective for the black community. And bro, I'm kind of lost for words, man. We are absolutely divided. And I've been saying this for a while now. I used to have hope. I swear I did. But I peek my head into certain spaces and I'm like, yeah, nah, it's done. So I still want the black community to improve, but we're just going to have to do it as a divided, entity. And these numbers actually prove that. So one thing that we need to leave in the past is, these 50-50 conversations. I can't keep going over the same information to explain to black community that this is not rare. Stay-at-home moms are an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are you are not the rule. You are exception. Only 26% of women are married women are stay-at-home moms. Everybody works 3 out of 4. But for some odd reason, our women continuously go out there and try and shame black men for, trying to split the household funds. And it's not even split. Go back to my most recent video on 50-50, where men still earn more when it's a 50-50 dynamic. And it's even gotten to the point, man, where black women have recruited black men to do their dirty work by shaming other black men who go 50-50. And that's what's effed up about the situation. You have black men on shows, have their own platforms, telling black women that black men who want to go 50-50 are trash. They got black men to do the dirty work. Simps, suckers, hoe ass, man, almost. Damn. It's wild out here, man. It is wild. Damn. Even the brothers doing it without looking at the research. Lord have mercy. Sheesh. I missed some super chat. Sir P says $5 with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Said people don't like to invest. They'll spend $500 on BS before they buy one stock. I've stopped trying. I mean, that message needs to get out there. I've done videos on investing as well, man. So if you got a platform, continue pushing it. You don't know who might be listening, you know? KFC, what's going on with the Honduran currency? 75. What's up, good sir? I've been busy just checking in and supporting your work. Stay up. Oh, man, you good. I know y'all boys working, man. I promise I do, man. And I greatly appreciate the support. Thanks for dropping by, brother. KFC. IQS with the $10 super chat said, Medium Man, my argument is not the amount of degrees, but the type of degrees and how they apply to their profession. Let's not forget the counts of plagiarism in Harvard and the nursing degree scandal. Yeah, I just seen that. I just put out a video about that, IQS, about the types of degrees. It should be up. If you guys haven't seen that, it's titled Black Men in STEM. It is my most recent video. It's titled Black Men in STEM. And I talk about, we need to be focused on the types of degrees that these women are getting as opposed to just simply getting a degree. It's not just for black men, it's black women as well. Let's see, R2D1 with the $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. Said go, Medium Man, go. Thank you, brother. Keep cooking. Thank you. Appreciate that $20 bomb on your boy. Thank you. Let's see here. Drift Fires with the $2 super chat said, oh, yeah, I get called a Dusty at $14K a year. That's crazy. See, Drift Fires with the $5 super chat said, we are definitely still behind. I work with white men and I make more than them, yet they have more wealth than I do. Entirely house, 2 cars, private school, etc. Yeah, man. And I haven't even included myself into this. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I make well above the average person, the average Asian, the average white man. I make far more than that. Literally, when you retire, let me put things into perspective for you guys. If I decided to stop working and stop doing YouTube and all this type of stuff, for the rest of my life, I would get paid $75,000 a year. No taxes. Already taken out everything. And that's from my retirement from the military and also being a combat veteran, 100% exempt. $75,000 a year. All right. Don't forget that I work a full-time job. I work for the government. I do YouTube. I own 2 properties and I invest. So I'm good. So that's why I don't include myself, because I know we need to look at this as a black community as a whole. And that's why I hate when people use anecdotal experiences. Oh, I know one person that, got married to a white man at 56 years old. And I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus. Bro, with the 499 super chat, standing ovation. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Seminole 2014 with the $10 super chat. He said, it's been a minute since I've been here, but keep fighting a good fight, Medium Man. Your tribe's still rocking with you. This year, I'm going to get my investments up. I refuse to be a brother at the bottom. We keep going. Yeah, man, and we need to start talking about investment strategies. Hold on one second. And I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice, but I'm going to go here in a second. IQS said, with the $5 super chat, said, can we do a stream to chop up the wages and salaries of some known blue-collar professions? I think that would be a great stream. I did that, man. I did that a while back. We used to do the financial shows. I may look into doing another one. That wouldn't be bad. But in regards to investing, first, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice, but this is just a thought. Like, I don't know when you guys get paid, once every month, every 2 weeks, but what's stopping you from buying a share of a company every time you get paid? Like, just as soon as and I didn't even say a dollar amount for a share. I'm talking about doing the research, understanding what a blue chip stock is, what stocks are, guaranteed gold standard, so to speak, and you can just invest your money like you're paying a bill. What's stopping the black community from doing that? And I'm not talking, of course, let me preface this. If you have a large amount of debt, you should not be trying to invest right now. Your first goal should be, I hate talking about finances because I got to be very clear that I'm not giving financial advice, but just logically, if you have a large amount of debt and you have a high interest rate on that said debt, then I would think that people will be smart enough to understand that I need to pay that down first before I start throwing money into investing. However, if you're in a good position to where you can afford to purchase a share of something, of a business every paycheck, what's stopping us from doing that? Right? You know, because like somebody said, we spend our money on other crazy stuff. Why not spend it on, you know, the places that you frequent the most? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not, if you like, let's say McDonald's or something, you know, and you go put a share in McDonald's. I don't know. I'm just using an example. You buy Apple products. What, you buy a share of Apple instead of just going out there spending money frivolously on something that you ain't even gonna use. Like, I mean, that's common sense, man. You know, and I learned that, you know, from somebody who was lower ranking than me. You know, one of my troops, he was he had an economics degree, and he taught me how to invest while we were sitting there at work using an Investopedia simulator. And he was like, man, yeah, what's, you know, when we get paid, you know, I just buy a share of Tesla. I just buy a share of Amazon. And I adopted his principles, and I'm good. My portfolio is strong as hell because of him and because of my girl. But yeah, see it here and there. But yeah, I'm just putting it out there, man. Like, I mean, just look around your house. If you are new to investing, just look around your house and see what products you use. And then Google it to see if they have, you know, if they're on the stock market. And like, oh yeah, I like their products. I'm gonna do the research, you know, read the details and stuff like that, and just put money into it, man. This is not financial advice. You know, there's people far more educated than me, but I'm just putting it out there, man. Just throwing it out there, you know. IQ has said invest in more EFTs and less WFTs. What the hell is funny? Quill, they'll play NBA 2K, but don't know about Navita. Yeah, man. I ain't going. I'm gonna do some screenshots for the next live stream. How about that? So just because you brought Navita. Yeah, thank you, Reese Johnson. Disclaimer: it's not financial advice. I'm just, y'all asked me a question, and I'm just kind of sharing, just education. But we will do a show about finances once again. I mean, y'all let me know. You want to, you know, just, do we need to go over budgeting again? I was focused on that, but do we need to place a focus on debt and investments? Should we do a show based off that? I think so. I think that would be good. So, Mitch Jackson with the $20 super chat. I'm following in your footsteps. And AF 7 years. I make GS 13, step 9. I'll be on YouTube soon. Hey, man, I appreciate it. And weird, yeah, man, I can't wait to see it. Let me make sure you let me know when you get on there. We need brothers like you in these spaces, man. It's gonna be great. I'm glad I was able to inspire somebody, man, to get on there. Prime VA says, I sucked at trading until I did some deep research in 2020 and made some life-changing trades. Yeah, man. 2014 and 15 was it was eye-opening to me. It changed my whole life. Changed my whole life. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. Man. Let's see here. Pool Man 313 said, I would love a show of how to invest as a beginner. Okay, cool. Microsoft and Meta are super mover stocks. Oh, yeah, I know. Priest Brooklyn 2014, same Bitcoin. Yeah, man, you was in there. Yeah, we gonna let me, so I won't forget. I'm old, man. I'll be 45 this year. So investing, I think investing in debt, because I don't want people, you know, trying to hit the proverbial jackpot and trying to put money into something when they got a high ass interest rate on a loan, and they don't know they're not paying it down. It's just recurring. So I'd rather people focus on that instead of investing. But I think we could do both. Let's see here. Bernard Gohar with the $4.99 super chat said, "I'm a Navy vet. Salute to you." And an ER nurse, man, that brother got an important job. Who grossed $123K a year last year. I keep talking to young black men to consider nursing as a career, but I'm still dusty. And we need more. Men tend to go into other categories, but I do understand the need for male nurses. Me being in the healthcare profession, yes, male nurses always do well, and they tend to get paid more. If you haven't looked, Bernard, if you haven't looked at the newest reports came out from Medscape. Hold on. Nurses, male nurses, they get paid. Where is it? I gotta find that. Yeah, I'm a partner with Medscape as well. But yeah, male nurses get paid more on average than women because they tend to work longer hours. They travel more, especially with that travel nurse stuff. So I know, I know you making a grip. So I see the reports, man. We have to, review these things, from time to time. So yeah, I definitely know you in there. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna do I want to see it turn out like this. We had I think we got to like 650 people in here. So yeah, man, I want to see people show out when we start talking about getting rid of debt and also investing. I'll make sure I do my research. I'm gonna consult some of my friends and also family to make sure that we get the best information out there as possible. So, oh man, that's great. IQS at 571 likes. Yeah. So I'm gonna let y'all get out of here and get prepared for the the Super Bowl. But I'm glad I was able to break this information to you guys. And it's not me just trying to throw a slide and saying, "Oh, haha, look at black men being, 1 out of 5 black men being married to non-black women." No, it's not that. It's just the fact that we need to start focusing our attention on bigger things in the black community and moving forward. So hopefully this conversation was able to do that. And also in the future, like I said, let's turn to finances. Finances. Yeah, it's about the time we bring that back up, man. 2024 is going to be a good year. I greatly appreciate everybody who donated through Cash App, Super Chat. I really appreciate it, especially being that this was a pop-up show. And I think this was the most viewers that I've had, on any live stream. So hopefully it was worth it. I greatly appreciate it, man. And thank y'all for rocking with your boy. But let's, on a lighter note, Super Bowl, who y'all got? It's tough for me, and I'm gonna tell you why it's tough. You see, I got my Raider colors on. I am Raider Nation through and through. I'm a Raider diehard fan, and it pains me to know that the damn Chiefs could literally win a Super Bowl in our stadium. And also the 49ers. So I'm torn. I don't know who to go for, but if I had to guess, or if I was a betting man, I would say I think the 49ers have more to play for. I think they will be more motivated to win because if I recall, if my memory serves me correctly, the Chiefs or Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' first Super Bowl win was against the 49ers. And the 49ers actually should have won that game. I think they were leading up until like 6 minutes left in the game or something like that. So I think they have the 49ers have a level of get back, you know what I'm saying? Revenge in their system. So I think they have a little bit more to play for. So I would bet on the 49ers. And I like Christian McCaffrey. That's one of my favorite players to watch. But Patrick Mahomes is one of my favorite players to watch as well. Even though I'm a Raiders fan, pains me to say that I like a Chiefs player. But since Derek Thomas is, he's gone. Patrick Mahomes is my favorite Chiefs player. Shit, I can't believe I said that. And then I would say, Derek Thomas, Christian Okoye, if y'all remember the Nigerian Nightmare, and then Travis Kelce. Those guys, they take it personal in regards to winning. So it's going to be a tough game, but if I had to choose, I won't be neutral on this, and I'll say the 49ers. Put it on record. So I would say that. What y'all think? Who y'all got? Let me see here. Which Skinny says whichever team Taylor Swift is on. So I guess you're going for the Chiefs. Got Niners. There you go, brother. Said I have no dog, but I'm going Chiefs. Yeah, it's tough, man. I know. And I don't blame you for taking the Chiefs. Only the best Chiefs, but I really don't care. Yeah, I mean, I don't, not necessarily as saying I don't care. I mean, it don't matter who is in the, Super Bowl. I'm going to watch it regardless. So let's see here. Anybody else got any predictions? Pool Man says, I want the Chiefs to win because I remember the hate the GOAT Tom Brady 12 got for years for winning so much. Yeah, man. And like I said, I wouldn't, if they win, I mean, it's great for Patrick Mahomes and, Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. Yeah, that's 3 Super Bowls. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And it hurts to say because he's a Chief and he's going to be a Chief for the rest of his career. And we got to deal with this fool. Oh, Lord. But he's great, man. I like him. Nanga said the Chiefs are going to take McCaffrey away. Okay, so you're going for the Chiefs? Poohman or Prime VA said Tesla will always be solid stock because they do more than just cars. Yeah, they're, I guess progressing the future, if you would say. Go read some of their reports, man. That dude, Elon Musk, Lord, he pushes the envelope. IQS said, I can't believe the Raiders picked up Luke Getsy, who almost wrecked Justin Fields' career. Yeah, man, we gonna see. But there's a reason for that, So in my Raiders forums, we talk about this. Let's see here. Prime VA said, looking at the line movement, Chiefs, Derek Thomas, a Chiefs, and Bama legend. Yeah, that's my guy, man. Team Peterson, what's going on? I said, if the Lions are in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs need to beat the Niners. Yeah, the Lions should have won that game. Yeah, they should have won. I ain't going to even lie. Brian V said Chiefs have had the better defense in their playoffs. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just going, I'm a revenge guy. If somebody tell me I can't do something or trying to slight me, I'm gonna show you, the same thing I did with this platform. It's a lot of people that used to be pissed off about my message when we would talk offline, and now look at me. What's that Beanie Siegel song? Look at me now. I can't sing, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I like beans, man. Let's see here. Any other? Oh, we got $5 super chat from Black Kraken said this may be a hard pill to swallow, but black men and boys flourish when they're not around black women, and the stats show it. Oh, Lord have mercy. You're not too far off about that, man. Damn. Reset, I'm a Broncos fan. Oh, yeah, I hate them too. So anybody, the AFC West, it just took me a couple of years to warm up to the Seahawks because they used to be in the AFC West. Don't like them either, man. Oh, man. Oh, it said 2 more likes to 600. Let's go. Oh, man, let's get that 200. The 2 more likes, man. Let's see. Colby said, are any black women in here? Hello. Yeah, they're in here, man. So typically if y'all don't know this, typically what happens on my live streams, I have a small contingent of black women who comment. Sometimes Ileana Murray comes in here, Mona D, Mahogany, couple others that peek their head and interact with the channel. Melody King comes in here as well. But for the majority, there is a lot of, I do have female listeners. I'm going to have to, look at the statistics here in a second. But, yeah, and they'll message me offline, and say certain, maybe whether good or bad. Some of them get blocked, with the quickness. But I do have some black women that watch the show. They hear, they just not commenting. Let's see here. Yeah, they are here. Because sometimes they look for me to go in, because like I said, some of us, so black women who don't like black men, we all look the same. Especially I got on a tie and suspenders and shit. They like, hell, he one of them. And if that's the case, so be it. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. If you're not mature enough to sit down and listen to the content, I'm not explaining myself to you. I'm not validating myself to you. I hate when men do that. Tell me that you're a good man. Show me you a good man. What you gonna do for the black community to get rid of these, crazy black men? Like, I'm not. Don't ask me questions. Who are you? Darren Jones with the 1999 super chat. Start a custodial account for your kids too, and start investing on their behalf early. Remember, you can buy partial shares of many stocks, $10 or more. You don't have to You don't have to have a lot to start. It's a good point. Yeah, we're going to definitely do a stream on this. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. And Spondifident with the $20 super chat said, keep up the good work. Is there a difference in marriage rates among black Americans by state or city? I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. I know Pew Research, they have a study out there about that, where they break it down by where I think it break it down by region. So South, Midwest, Northeast, and West. You can see what region is married the most, and I believe South leads. But don't quote me on that. It is a study out there for that you can see. Thank you. And Roe with the 199 super chat. Blake Corum from Michigan going first round. Oh, okay. Yeah, he may go first round, but he ain't getting the first pick. That's going my SC boy, Caleb Williams. He may be going to Chicago. So let's see here. All right, so let's get out of here, man. We spent enough time. So I'm going to leave you with some of these smooth sounds from Marcus Murray. Once again, make sure y'all support this brother. He does great mixes over on TikTok and Instagram. So we're going to get out of here. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. Eat what you want. I know y'all going to be snacking, but just know that your ass better be in that damn gym tomorrow, because I'm going to be. Don't let this 44-year-old man outshine you in that damn gym, because y'all know that I'm going to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Lift up, picking things up and putting them down. So so eat well, but just know you need to burn that shit off tomorrow. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. This was a very informative stream. Hopefully you got something from it, and be on the lookout for the next live stream. Finance, investments, and debt. That's what we're going to talk about. So appreciate y'all. Thank you for making me hit some milestones today. Almost 650 people in the live stream. That's amazing. And y'all definitely showed out by sending in the cash apps and super chats. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, Media Man out. Peace, man. Thank y'all.